Here's more from Justin James Watt on why he selected the Arizona Cardinals and how much gas is left in that 32-year-old tank.
The longer I looked at it, the more it just signs kept pointing back down here. You know, there's a lot of exciting things about what's happening down here in Arizona. I've always said in this league you have to have a quarterback to have a chance, and there's a young, extremely talented quarterback here who can do big things and is going from year 2 to year 3 and can take an even bigger jump to continue to grow and progress and be even better. Then you've got DeAndre Hopkins, who's one of the best wide receivers in the league. I'm obviously very familiar with. You've got a defensive scheme and that's led by Vance Joseph, who I was with my first 3 years down in Houston when under Wade Phillips, and Vance runs a similar scheme to Wade, which is a scheme I'm very familiar with and very comfortable with and excited to play in. You've got guys like Chandler Jones and Budda Baker and guys all over that defense that are really young, excited guys, ready to get after it, ready to fly around and make some plays. So I'm just very excited to be here, and I'm also not going to lie to you, it doesn't hurt when it's 65 degrees and sunny outside when I woke up this morning, so it's pretty nice.
Hey, there's been so much talk, excitement in the Valley about this, but also talk about how much gas you have left in the tank. So let's ask, how much gas do you feel like you have left in the tank?
A lot. A whole lot.
You know, the last time he was that short
right
with an interview question came when John McClain asked him something about one of the various games gone wrong for the Texans last year, and he was a little more perturbed then than he was yesterday, but you could tell he didn't want to go down that path of how much gas is in the tank. Trust me, it's a lot. And he left it at that. And I don't doubt that there's gas in the tank. I just, from a dollars and cents standpoint, building a team, allocating resources, how much do I trust that a guy who plays a position where you're in that car crash mode every snap and you have made a career out of it being double-teamed and banged around and injury after injury after injury. I'm not saying he's injury-prone. I'm saying he's incredibly brave and courageous because he puts himself in those positions where when you have that big body that's being hit by other big bodies, you're going to get injured. That's a concern. That's a concern, and that's what makes it even more surprising that so much money was invested by the Cardinals in Justin James Watt.
Well, yeah. Well, and you talk about the car crash stuff and all that. Like J.J. Watt he's one of those defensive linemen that throughout his whole career, I mean, it's sellout. It's pedal to the metal. And when I say sellout, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, he sells out and puts his body on the line every play. He'll put his body in, compromising positions to dive, 3 gaps to the right to try to make a tackle on a running back, or, he'll go full speed and try to turn his body and split a double team and sometimes get smashed doing that. That's the one. He's not afraid to put himself in those vulnerable positions. It's what made him great. Now, the thing about him, and your concerns and all that are real. There's no doubt about that. But here's the other aspect. Not to say he's like Tom Brady exactly, but for a defensive lineman, I mean, he's lives it. He's been on his game his whole career. He eats right. He trains right. It's all year round. It's never a thought of oh, I'm going to take a bunch of time off. I mean, he's always jacked. He's always in shape. We see the workout sessions on social media throughout the years and all of that. So from that standpoint, there is good left in the tank. Is it going to be the good we saw 5 years ago where you just go, oh my gosh, he's unblockable. Double teams, you can't even stop him. No, but it's still really damn good that he's going to add value to their defensive line, for sure. And I think we talked about it a little yesterday with just other things that he brings to the table. That attitude you see right there, the professionalism, and of course the work ethic with a young team that he mentioned is going to wear off on those guys.
Yeah, the leadership, the heart and soul of a defense that really doesn't have that one guy that stands out as the clear leader of the team.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.